Hi, it's Karen Musson here, and I often get asked about doing more videos or showing more pictures. And so, if you know me, you'll know I'm not really big on being on camera, but here we go. We're going to try and do some more of that. And I'm going to start here. Oops, that's Jasper. I'm going to start here with some a little clip from Denmark, from a clinic in Denmark, and the topic is going to be, well, it's a very common one, which is a common challenge, which is that sometimes when you asking your horse to do something simple, like say do a circle on the lunge line, you get this sort of drag feeling, this where they seem to be a little bit indifferent to your request. It just not got that impulsion that you want, the little bit of extra zest, a little bit of airtime, just more, more of that spirit of that horse in there that you're trying to reach. It just seems to be dulled down. And that's what Anne had happening here with her really beautiful warm blood mare. Let me just go ahead and put that on the screen for a second so you can see. And so we don't have, we'll get better at taking before pictures. I don't have the before picture, but so what she was doing was moving along actually pretty willingly overall, but she had this short stride relative to what she has athletically available to her. And so she didn't have very much sort of airtime, meaning that lift, that beautiful lift in the stride that Anne was looking for. She was actually somewhat tight, through her head and her neck and shoulders, and really, it was affecting her whole body and her whole gait. They were all subtle things, but they just added up to not quite there, like she was offering sort of 60%. No heart in it, no heart in it, no connection really. She was just sort of going along, and Anne was trying to politely ask her for a little bit more, and she's skilled in her horsemanship, but it just wasn't quite bringing out what she wanted in that mare. So what we wanted to do then is, well, really get in touch with that that inside of who that mare was and bring that back out into her work. And so it's a little bit like this. If you're using a directing line of some kind and a support tool of some kind, and your horse isn't going, and you're at that moment where you really sort of need to increase that pressure, it has a little bit of a feel like you're pushing a car along where the engine's not running, right? And so somebody's steering and someone's pushing, but there's nothing going on in the middle, right? And so that maybe doesn't have such a great feel to it. And so it would be a whole lot easier if we could start the engine, right, and then just go, right? So I'm not showing this to you as a finished result. This is a work in progress. What we need to do to ask her to go is do two things. We need to have her engine actually available, but also her set up so that she can move easily. And that means changing her posture, right? Changing her posture from downhill. If you have a horse that's downhill with no engine available, it truly is like pushing a car along and, not getting going. But if you change the posture and start the engine, then you can release her like this. And so you see how this is happening. I'm not using any driving tool there. She's just going. She's going off the sense of me going. And in this particular little video clip, I'm moving my boots quite a bit there, and that's in part so that she has a lot of room to move, right? So this is not being presented here as finished result by any means. It is more of a reset. So that's what we're doing here, is freeing her back up so we got something to work with. You can see here that she starts to lose posture when she's traveling around to the right, and so she has some residual sort of tension in her neck and shoulders there. And so what I need to do next is start helping her reconnect that engine actually to my rope through her, rather than driving at her body. And so as I turn her here, it's not the best turn as yet because of that tension in her neck. However, what I'm looking for is that hind foot right there to start stepping under. And start to access that engine and start to connect that feel of the float in my hand to that hind foot, and therefore her engine. And then you see there right at the end, she puts a little shake in her pole and in her neck.
And so that's just a good indication there that what I'm getting is what I want, which is to start to connect up that hind foot and her engine to the feel of my rope, and also take that feel through the root of her neck and start to free that up so that she can elevate her rhythm more. And as she does that, she's going to be able to make those turns and stay on the bend of the circle a lot more freely.
Come out this, like this, hind foot, come out a bit, keep coming, so she doesn't do that. Don't, stop, there, good, she stop, you see stop, here, there, there. Wow. She looks different, huh?
Yeah.
But you see, she's not nervous. You can try to hold that, right? Oh yeah, so watch this. So this will give you an idea what this horse really feels like on the end of that line, and how connected she really is, and how much her mind is in my hand, or at least available to be there. So she looks over to the door here. She hears a noise as a big sliding door opens up and a horse coming in. So of course she looks over there, but my preference might be that she keeps her attention on me. So watch really carefully what I do with my rope here, and you'll see that's a couple of little, I put a little feel on the rope with my other hand, and I offer a little float. And what you see there is her bring her head and neck back and her attention on me. And that is because the feel of that rope actually is something that she feels right the way through the root of her neck and right the way through her body, which might be a little bit hard to understand right off the bat, but that's how we start every clinic, for people to actually feel that for themselves. So she's a horse, right? She's going to look around. But it's really nice when you can bring that connection still strong enough that you really can just bring that mind right back to you like that. So just wanted to see if that might help give you an idea what this horse really feels like on the end of that rope. And you just feel that sense of her spirit coming up to you with that athletic capacity becoming available and in your fingertips. And it's just an amazing feeling thing. And you see here, at the end, the expression on her face, I just love. You know, she's no longer got this look on her face like, well, you know, are we done yet? Can I go eat grass? Or anything like that. She's got this look of, wow, you know, what now, right? She's enjoying it. She's enjoying the movement in the context of the things that I'm asking her to do, right? So she certainly had access to this athletic capacity when she's out in the field. But it changes sometimes, doesn't it, when we start to put the equipment on and get the tools out. You know, we start to lose a little part of the horse. So what we're doing here is restoring access to that so that we really free her up from through her mind, right through her body into her feet, not at her body, through an escalation of release rather than an escalation of pressure. So there you go. That's it for today. I hope you enjoyed seeing that. Bye now.